Hello again. Just the Talk YouTube channel, I started talking about the Mahabharata and its various characters. It is very intriguing and interesting to me, and I hope you have enjoyed my first two episodes. This is the third one of them. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about the origin of two brothers. Of course, everybody knows them as Pandu and Dhritarashtra. One was extremely white, that's why it was called Pandu. The other one was blind, the blind king, the Dhritarashtra. So essentially, if you remember the story, Parashar Rishi fell in love with Satyavati. And the Satyavati was daughter of a fisherman who smelled like fish or rotten fish. Subsequently, he blessed her with the fragrance, and then he had a son through Satyavati. That was called Vyas or Vyas. Vyas was given a duty when Satyavati's two other sons, coming out of Shantanu relationship, did not or could not get any kids. So Bhishma kidnaps two girls, Amba and Ambalika, and Vyas impregnates them. And the third one was a maid. He impregnates her too, and that was the Vidur. So this is the original story. Now, we got to figure out what exactly does this mean? Because it would look like we did not care about women. We did not care about safety because Amba and Ambalika were kidnapped and impregnated by Vyas. And the story goes that one felt totally white because of the fear. That's why her son was born white, which is Pandu. And the other one, which is Ambika, she closed her eyes, and subsequently the son born was blind, Dhritarashtra. So Satyavati represents primordial nature. Now, if you remember the Satyanarayana Katha, those of you have remembered, says that the Lord is non-dual and is infinite, but at the end of this world or the universe, he splits into spirit and nature. So Satyavati actually represents that particular character, and that's the primordial nature. Now, as you know, the consciousness is infinite. Infinite or Brahma itself means vast, something which has no end, something which has no beginning, something which has no end. So they say in religion that Desha, Kala, Vastu are the three things which are attached to the mortal or universal things. Desha is the location, the Kala is time, and Vastu is an identity. So the Brahma or the consciousness has neither one of them. So it has no beginning or end, time-wise. It has no identity like it is me, it is computer, it is cell phone, that kind of thing. And it has no place as a location because it is everywhere. So this has to be converted into a localized form of consciousness to create the world which is of duality and relativity. Everything in this world is dual, and there's a good and a bad, night and a day, light and a darkness. And the relativity is also there. Relativity exists because the opposite exists. For example, you cannot say somebody is tall till you see somebody who is short. You cannot say somebody is fat until you see somebody who is skinny. So this duality exists in this world, and the relativity exists in this world. So when we have a consciousness which is localized or clocked into an individual which has a limitation, which is your Vyasa, and has a discriminating power. That is Vyas. Now, Ambika and Ambalika. Ambika, as I said, there is a duality. So Ambika has a negative doubts, while Ambalika, her sister, I think, has a power of discrimination. So the kids which are born with the combination of primordial nature clocked in a consciousness with discrimination, with a negative doubts, is nothing but mind. If you think about your own thinking, let's say somebody doesn't come home, your son, daughter, husband, wife, spouse, you start having all these negative thoughts that maybe accident happened, maybe somebody got sick, maybe this happened, maybe that happened. Most of the time, these are all negative doubts. So the mind has negative doubts. When it is powered with the discriminating consciousness, a kid is born, which is the mind. Mind is blind. Let's say I'm walking through a garden and there are mango trees. Mind is blind. I want to eat the mangoes, throw a stone and get it. I don't think about that there may be a gatekeeper or a gardener and he will arrest me. So the mind acts on impulse, and mind has negative doubts, and mind is blind. That's what is represented in the Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra, who is blind king, is mind, is representative of mind. And remember, his mother has negative doubts. So when it is attached to the consciousness or powered by the consciousness, mind originates. Now that is Ambika. Ambalika, on the other hand, has a positive discriminating faculties. What is positive discriminating faculty? Weighing the situation. Your intellect has thinking, whether good or bad. Can I get away with this or can I not get away with it? So it has discriminating power. Discriminating power is intellect. Because just the same example, I will think about it saying, if I hit the mango and a gardener comes in, he's going to either beat me, arrest me, take him to the police, blah, blah. If I'm in a party and I want to eat, my mind wants to eat, but my intelligence says, no, it's not time. The host has not announced it is time to eat. So that intellect, which comes out of, sometimes out of experience, sometimes out of intuition, sometimes out of situational discrimination, I will not eat in a party unless host offers. So that discrimination is intellect. So again, when a consciousness, which is Vyasa, cloned into a discriminating ability, and it combines with the discriminating lady or whatever you want to call it, the intellect is born. So Ambika gave a birth to mind. Without consciousness, putting a light on it, mind will not work. Intellect comes out of discriminating faculty. Again, without consciousness, discrimination or intellect cannot work. So Dhritarashtra is a blind mind because of negative doubts. Pandu, who is white, because the intellect is clean or is white, it comes out of consciousness lighting on positive discriminating ability. Again, remember, this world has duality and relativity. There's nothing without it. So once we start origination of universe, we have duality, positive, negative, and discriminating faculty. And that's how the mind and intellect are born. Mind is Dhritarashtra, blind. Intellect is clean, white. Pandu, which is white. So Vyasa gave rise to these two kids, which became, of course, the king, because of combination with discriminating power, and negative doubts, as I mentioned above. This is a little bit complicated, but I hope you understand it. We'll try to cover something simpler next time. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please subscribe. Thank you. Have a